It was another cold Christmas Eve in the quiet little town. But for Daniel, the magic that once filled this season had faded long ago. 3 years had passed since he lost his wife, yet the pain still echoed through every corner of his small home. The laughter, the warmth, the sound of her favorite carols, all were gone, leaving behind only silence and memories. He had stopped decorating, stopped smiling, and stopped believing that Christmas could ever feel the same again. Each year, while others lit their trees and gathered with family, Daniel stayed late at his workshop, pretending to be busy just to avoid the loneliness waiting at home. The world around him sparkled with joy, but his heart remained cold and distant. Deep down, he believed some miracles simply never came twice. But that night, fate had something else in store for him. As Daniel closed his workshop early that evening, the wind carried the faint sound of Christmas carols from nearby houses. He tightened his coat and prepared to head home when he noticed a small figure standing near the gate. A little girl, shivering in the cold, her cheeks red from the frost. In her tiny hands, she held a worn-out toy car wrapped in old newspaper. She looked up at him with wide, hopeful eyes and softly said, "Sir, could you please fix this for me? It was my brother's favorite toy. He's sick in the hospital, and I want to give it to him tonight for Christmas." Her voice trembled, but her faith didn't. Daniel hesitated, staring at the broken toy, its wheels missing and paint faded. Yet something in her innocence stirred a warmth in his heart he hadn't felt in years. He couldn't walk away, not this time. Daniel turned the broken toy car over in his hands, convinced it was beyond saving. The rusted motor, the cracked body, it was more than just a repair job. It was something that needed a miracle. "I'm not sure this can be fixed," he murmured gently, expecting the little girl to give up. But she simply smiled, her eyes shining with quiet faith. "Mom says Christmas is about believing," she whispered. "Maybe if we try, it will work again." Her words echoed in Daniel's heart like a forgotten melody. For a moment, he saw a reflection of his younger self, the man who once believed in magic, in love, in kindness. Without another thought, he opened the door to his workshop and invited her inside. As the warm light filled the room, Daniel realized that sometimes it only takes one small spark of hope to bring a heart back to life. Inside the dimly lit workshop, Daniel set the toy car gently on his workbench and began to work. The little girl watched quietly, her eyes following every movement as he cleaned the rust, replaced the tiny wheels, and tightened loose screws. Hours passed, and the cold outside deepened, but inside, something warm was coming alive, not just in the toy, but in Daniel's heart. The soft hum of his tools and the girl's steady hope filled the room with an unfamiliar peace. Finally, as he connected the last wire, the toy car's headlights flickered on, glowing softly like two little stars. The girl gasped, her face lighting up with pure joy. "You did it!" she exclaimed, hugging the toy tightly. In that moment, Daniel felt something shift within him, a quiet reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can reignite a miracle he thought was long forgotten. The next morning, as soft sunlight broke through the frosted window of his workshop, Daniel noticed a small envelope slipped under the door. Curious, he picked it up and unfolded a piece of paper covered in a child's handwriting. It read, "Dear Mr. Daniel, my brother smiled again because of you. Mom says you're our Christmas miracle. Love, Lily." There was no money inside, no gift, just those few heartfelt words. But to Daniel, it was worth more than anything money could buy. For years, he had lived with a hollow ache inside him, but that little note filled the emptiness with warmth and purpose. He sat quietly for a moment, holding the letter close, and for the first time in years, he felt tears of gratitude, not sorrow, fall from his eyes. That morning, Daniel realized that sometimes One simple thank you can heal the deepest parts of a broken heart. That Christmas became a turning point in Daniel's life. The simple kindness of a little girl had awakened something inside him that grief had long buried. The following year, he decorated a small Christmas tree in his workshop for the first time since his wife's passing. Beneath it, he placed the letter from Lily, a reminder of the night he found meaning again. From then on, every Christmas Eve, Daniel began repairing old toys and gifting them to children in need, making sure no child felt forgotten. Word spread through the town, and soon families would stop by just to thank him, calling him their Christmas angel. But Daniel never sought recognition. He just wanted to give back the hope that had been given to him. In the quiet glow of twinkling lights, he finally understood. The true spirit of Christmas is not found under a tree, but within the heart that chooses to give.